Good morning, welcome to a very windy Anglesey. Yeah, it's really windy and I genuinely thought I was about to blow away. I was going to leave the tent up today, but I don't think I will now because I fear that if I do, it'll be gone. So, hello, welcome back. Today is Thursday afternoon, and I am in the car's packed, and we're going off to Anglesey for the weekend. Anglesey is a really, really pretty location on the cliff top in Wales. I think it's got to be arguably the prettiest location that, well, certainly without doubt, that I've ever raced at, and possibly one of the prettiest you can race at, I'd say. Anyhow, we're off. It's been so wet over the last couple of days. We weren't sure that Richard and the race truck were actually going to get out the unit, because they had literally boats rowing down their road outside their house. In fact, actually, there's a video, so I'll stick it in here, you'll see. I'm also hoping that I've got the sound sorted this time. I struggled loads with getting a microphone to work in the helmet, plugged into the GoPro via USB adapter. It was a nightmare, but I think I've got that sorted now, which means I'm going to try and talk when we're out in the car over the weekend. Whether that be, so we've got a test. So it's, like I said, Thursday today, Friday tomorrow. Clearly, it's Friday's test day. We're going to dial the car into the circuit, hoping that it's going to be same conditions as we're racing in. But hey, it looks like potentially it's going to be dry tomorrow, raining on Saturday when we've got a qualifying session and first race, and then dry on Sunday. So we'll have to just see what happens. But anyway, test day tomorrow, dial the car in. Slight maintenance on the car as we're leaving. With the weather being so horribly wet, I actually a couple of months ago cleaned the roof on the car and sealed it to protect it, and the water runs off really nicely off the car. However, one of the drain plugs is really blocked at the back of the car, and I can't unblock it, and the water's collecting. So when it's been raining heavily, I have to drive and just slow down. I can hear the water surging forwards in the compartment where the roof goes, so I need to just brake occasionally, let the water move forward so it drains out the hole that's actually okay. Or alternatively, I can turn very sharply to the left so the water goes to the right, and also brake at the same time, and puts the water in the other corner where both drain plugs are working absolutely fine. If I don't do that, everything that's in the boot is going to get wet over the 4-hour journey to Anglesey. Clearly I'm going to do it with no cars behind, because that'd be a bit crazy. And actually, okay, so I'm in the wrong car for driving through floods. So I'm so the wrong car for driving through floods. Okay, we're good. This is where I missed the Discovery, because that was also, you could drive through everything with that when it was working, which was not very often, to be fair. So where are we? This is our third race weekend of the season. So we've got the videos for Brands Hatch, which was the first weekend. Castle Combe was the second. I have put the videos up of the racing, but I haven't put any of the content together of the actual race weekend in terms of a vlog, so I need to get that done. I apologise for that. So it's going to be a little bit of a mismatch. So you'll probably, well, if you're seeing this because I still haven't put the Castle Combe stuff together, other than the racing that's already up. So Castle Combe was not a bad result actually. I got a first race qualifying. I am hands at qualifying. I've really got to pull that out of the bag and work hard on that. So qualifying was a disaster again. Managed a 5th finish, race 1, and a 3rd in race 2. Quite happy with that. That puts me 2nd overall in the championship we're in. Quite pleased with that. Actually, let's just see if we can. I love the sound this car makes. Not sure the microphone will pick that up really. Yeah, Castle Combe, not a bad weekend actually, thinking about it. So heading on to Anglesey, and I'm going to try and work on the qualifying and not be such an idiot and mess that up and have to then work my ass off during a race to then claw anything back. So I've also got a live tracker set up, so I can see Richard and Josh in the truck with the cars. I can see me. So Richard and myself are not far apart from each other actually. Richard's pretty much just the other side of Leicester. I'm the other side of Leicester. I've probably got another 10 minutes before I hit the city and then work my way through. So I'll probably catch Richard up pretty quickly. Oliver is coming down from the north. He's a northerner, but we'll forgive him that because he's actually an alright sort of guy. So he's well up north, coming from slightly different direction, completely different direction, the wrong direction actually, if you ask me. But he likes it up there. No, I'm only joking, because I'm sure the north is a really, really nice place before anybody starts sending me hate mail. I had forgotten how much of a pain in the arse driving through Leicester is. I'm sure it's the same for every city, but it's a pain in the ass. Everyone's a bloody racing driver. No one gives anybody any space. Everyone has to push in, buggers up the flow of traffic for everybody. The person that's pushed in has probably saved themselves minus 30 seconds because it's taken them that long to push in anyway. Madness. So anyway, there's my Victor Meldrew session done with. And I'm going to enjoy my trundle through Leicester, and I'll probably come back to you when we come out the other side. Off camera, I met up with Ol, and we just stopped for some dinner because we're hungry. I didn't think I needed to film that bit. So what time is it now? It is now 8:30. It's starting to get a bit dark now. We've got another hour and a quarter to go until we're at the circuit. So I think it's going to be pretty dark by the time we get there. So we'll arrive, set up. I'm camping, by the way. I know last time at Brands I camped for that one night and it was awful, and I booked into a hotel, but I've got all the camping gear again, so we're going to camp tonight. We'll see how it goes. If it's dire, I may have to see if I can find somewhere else to stay, but where we are at Anglesey, I don't think there's probably going to be an awful lot left, or an awful lot of places left that are vacant that I can book into, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, we'll check back in when we arrive at the circuit. Okay, so it is 20 to 10 in the evening. It's getting dark. We've just arrived at the circuit. we're just driving in. Oliver and I actually have, we're in the garages for the weekend, but because we're with the team who have got the other class running today, we've elected not to go in the garages and be posh and stick with the other guys in the paddock. So we're going to go and find them. But it's late, I'm absolutely knackered, and I think it's a case of park up, unpack the car, and then I'm going to go to bed, I think. So if you see me again, I haven't gone to bed. If you see me tomorrow, I've gone to bed. Okay, so we're all set up in the paddock. Cars are ready to go, and we're out for our first test session of the Friday morning in about 10 minutes, I think. So Josh just checking the everything's tight on the car. Okay, so that's the first session over. As on the last lap, actually, ironically, or penultimate lap possibly, I got a black flag with an orange disc inside my number, which tells me that there's an issue on the car that I am not aware of, or probably not aware of. So I came in, they said I was leaking fluids everywhere. I did have a wet bum on some parts of the circuit, and I just assumed that was the water moving around in the chassis after the rainy bit we had. It collected some water, but no, it was the water that was supposed to be in the engine was washing my bum. So hopefully we caught it in time, or the marshal saw it in time, and I was able to come in before it got too hot. So it's too hot to do anything with now. We're letting it cool down. Then Josh and Liam, I'll have a look at it and assess the situation, and hopefully it's all good. And when I come back to you, it's a thumbs up, and I'm back out for session 2. So update, I didn't get out for the third test session because, see that, no engine, my engine, no, engine that's going to go in, my engine that's come out. So the guys are working really hard. They're swapping some bits over from my engine onto the spare engine. They're going to drop it in the car. They've got an hour and a half now to do that, get the engine in, get it working so I can get back out for the last session. We need to do that to make sure everything works before we go into qualifying tomorrow. Hey, it's been great up until this point, but these things happen, and that's what the test days are for, as I've mentioned before. So we'll leave the guys to get on with it all. Okay, another update. We didn't make it out to the final test session. There was just far too much to do in the time period, so the guys are still working hard to get everything connected. I think another 20 minutes, then it's time to go and get the car scrutineered, get its safety check, get it signed off, and then it's time for a shower, change, and go out for dinner. So, welcome to the paddock on Saturday morning of race weekend. Good morning, Oliver. What time is it now? 10:30. We are qualifying at 12:30. Cars are prepped, ready to go. Nothing to do really, just relax, watch a bit of qualifying from the other series. Just relax. So, qualifying was pretty good actually. Oliver and I were 1 and 2 for most of the session, and we got pipped towards the end. replacement engine in for me, but had another overheating issue with the engine, and we found the issue, and
so many issues.
we found that problem. We don't do problems here though. Problems are negative. Anyway, we found the problem, and the thermostat was stuck, so the water wasn't being allowed to flow. So we sorted that, so ready for race 1 at what time? I can't remember now. It'd be useful if I did. 5:45, so quite a late one this evening. Good morning and welcome to Sunday. The morning started off pretty well actually. Weather was lovely. Checked the weather forecast, it wasn't going to rain, and now it is raining. So the low-cost guys running the 1300 Crossflow are out, and just waiting for my taxi to arrive so we can see the racing. There it is. So let's go and get in the car. Okay, so we are now in Oliver's car. The low-cost guys, as I said, going out for their first and only race of Sunday. So we are going to, watch those guys. There's nothing for us to do, is there, all really?
Nope.
Just hope the rain stops. I think it's going to. It's looking quite clear over here now. So we're going to sit at the second corner, pretty much second corner of the circuit, see the start, and then we're going to move around to Rocket and the Corkscrew to see the rest of the race, and I'll do a bit of video as well there. So here they are coming around. They're going to have a green flag lap because it's the first time they've been on circuit today, so they can get a feel for the conditions. And actually, I think it's going to be dry for us. I think it's going to be okay.
I hope this way.
It's difficult to, I don't know here, so if I go in here, so if I can do this, so this corner there, that's off the start straight, and it's pretty quick. And actually, if you get too wide, the curb here, oh, it's going to auto focus now. That's terrible, sorry. So that curb there, get the outside wheel on there, it can spit you off into that tyre wall there, and I know from experience. So that's I don't like that corner, but anyway, they're going to go around, they're going to grid up, and then I'll get a bit of video of them coming around the first corner, actually in racing mode.
Red light goes on, and it goes out, so that's all worked. It's a good start by Louis Wall from the second. It's another dreadful start from the pole position man, Tom Gadd. He's down to about 8th place already as he goes into turn 1. A bit sideways there was Martin West. He has to back out of the power, and he loses a couple of positions as well. The man that was on the podium yesterday, the man that is second in the championship, going into this round, which is now round number 8. Shepherd at the moment that's in second place as he started on row 3 of the grid, and it's Gadd trying to go around the outside of all of them. He makes about 3 places around the outside of Church Corner, and he's back into second, so from 1st to 8th to 2nd, and now he's signalling to...
We're up at the Rockets section of the circuit, which is up high, that leads down into the Corkscrew. You can see the paddock just behind me there, with all the stuff set out. So I'll flip the camera around and we'll show some video.
He won his first full season. He's going to try and follow through as well. Sunny Brooks up to 3rd. He's going to turn into Rocket 4th though. It is... I think Burton's going to prevail there. It's going to be inside line for the right-hander.
It's raining again.
I think it'll be...
Yeah. So all booted up, suited up, and we are getting ready to go out. Although it's lunch break now, we are due to be on track slightly earlier, so it was going to be 1:25, now 1:10, but the club wants to do a photo shoot with us all, or well, with our class anyway, so we're going to be booted up, suited up, out, drive around the circuit. They're going to get some photos and video footage or something, and then I think we're going to go straight into being ready for the race. There goes Ol on his 4.5 hour journey home. See you later, Ol. Boys have put the car in. It's been quite nice in there actually. They do a good job. Get the rest sorted now. So we find ourselves in the car on the way home after what was overall a really successful race weekend. I think it's fair to say there was some possible concern that with the new Ma7da class we wouldn't have the wheel-to-wheel racing that we experienced and enjoyed in the low-cost series, but actually we put that to bed this weekend because we had awesome wheel-to-wheel racing, just like we did with the low-cost series, swapping places. The draft off the car in front was awesome, helping to make a pass, and we were able to do that with more power, more precision when we were driving, racing. It's just awesome. So 2 solid second place finishes for me this weekend. In the last race, it was a 1-2 for the team. Oliver came in first and myself second, just literally behind. Actually, race 1, Oliver crossed the line first, Ben Powney in second, myself in third. Split by 0.2 of a second. It was just, we were like almost abreast across the line, 3 of us, and that is close racing, just exactly what we wanted it to be. Unfortunately, Oliver had his he was disqualified in race 1, which then elevated me to that second position because he unfortunately made an overtake under waved yellows that he didn't notice, I think. So or he did but thought he was within the limit. Anyway, whatever. He was deemed to be inappropriate in his manoeuvre, so then he was disqualified, and 4 points in his race licence actually. So that was a bit harsh, but anyway. So yeah, really happy with that. Not Oliver's ban and not ban, 4 points and disqualification. Not happy with that, all if you're listening, but happy with everything else. I also need to give a big shout out to the SRB boys, Richard Bradley, who leads that team with Josh and Liam this weekend. They worked really hard to make sure we could put on a good show and race hard, which we did, of course. They had Oliver and myself in the 2 Ma7da cars. They had Craig Land, Jonathan and James in the Crossflow cars. They had to do an engine change for me on the Friday, an engine change for Jonathan on the Saturday between Jonathan's race 1 and race 2, so they had their work cut out, but they managed it all. Without them we'd still be okay, but we wouldn't be able to accomplish half the stuff that we do, if I'm honest. So yeah, we do need them really. So I'll put a link in down below with Richard's details, because if anybody does watch this and wants to know a bit more about the racing and how they can maybe start, Richard's chassis are awesome, so you can give him a call or an email or something and have a chat to him about those. The next race venue is Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire. That is a cosy circuit. It's narrow but awesome. That's in 4 weeks, So we're going to have to sort my engine for that, or Richard, okay, say we, the royal we. I'll be chatting to him about that tomorrow. No, maybe Tuesday actually, because he's having a day off tomorrow. So yeah, Cadwell next. Hopefully we can also put on a strong performance there, and take away another 1-2 would be nice, or another couple of 1-2s. Maybe I'll get the one this time, that'd be nice. So yeah, Cadwell next. So hopefully you've enjoyed all the videos, and I will or you will see me next, I think, probably at Cadwell Park.